So welcome, we're talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. What we're looking at here is kind of the fact that we're taking this polynomial here and we're adding it to this polynomial here, and the adding is the important part. So we're taking everything inside here and we're adding each of those pieces. So you can rewrite it plus you're adding 11x to the third, and this comes more into play. And now plus a minus is still a minus. This comes more into play when we're looking at like a polynomial subtraction. But a good technique is to kind of take your terms. Let's not even start with that. Let's just take our terms from our first one and kind of start to list 2x squared minus 2x plus 6, and then I'll stack these to organize. Now I don't have an 11x to the third, so I could put that here plus 11x to the third. You know, basically I have a 0x to the third here, minus the x squared. So notice I'm putting and stacking. Let's say I'm stacking like terms. And then I have a 2 which would end up here, and I have the positive 5x which would end up here. So this is a way I can kind of organize my like terms and end up with an 11x to the third plus an x squared plus a 3x plus a 4. And this would be your final answer here of a 4-term polynomial with a degree of 3 and a leading coefficient of 11. Just a couple little side pieces there that we would look at as far as a polynomial goes. Now, if you end up with a polynomial that deals more with subtraction, my advice to you is to take this x squared minus 8 and take this negative and apply it to everything on the inside, kind of like we did with our addition. Now with the addition, there was no real change. Here there's going to be the 3x to the third becomes a negative. Negative and a negative becomes a positive 6x. This becomes a positive 4. And then we have a negative 9x squared here. And again, I like to kind of stack my terms. I have the x squared. I could say plus 0x. Some student will do that, minus the 8, like I'm filling in a space for my x to the first, and then a 0x to the third here. And then I take my like terms here, and I end up with a negative 9x squared plus a 6x plus a 4 minus a 3x to the third. Notice how I've kind of stacked all my terms. You don't necessarily have to do it this way, but it's definitely an organized way to go about it. And then I end up with a minus 4 plus 6x minus 8x squared minus 3x to the third, in which I have a 4-term polynomial with a degree of 3 and a leading co of negative 3. I get the degree from the exponent here, and I get the leading coefficient. I get the leading coefficient from this number here.